And good morning. It is August 24th, 2024. Don't you love those repeating numbers? I do. Anyway, this morning's chat is about flax. And we've been talking about different textiles over the last few weeks. And I haven't talked about linen. And linen is, uh, yeah, it's been really cool. It's been a cool journey, actually. This whole looking at what fabric is my body asking me to wear? And so I've been finding out all sorts of interesting information and why it's important that, what we wear. Why is that important? Uh, in recent years, I've been talking about the plastics and the tons of microplastics that are, what's the word, ubiquitous? It's in everything. It's in our bodies. It's in the bodies of animals, sea animals, and us as well. So I think it's important for us to pay attention to uh, not only what we're eating, but what we're dressing ourselves with. And so um, the one of the reasons why we need to be looking at sort of the organic aspect is that it's the organic clothing. It's made with the workers' welfare in mind. We're brothers and sisters on this planet, and do we? I believe in our my philosophy of conscious living. We need to be aware of what's everything that's going into making our the clothing that we make, and can we ensure that people who produce our clothes are treated fairly and with respect? And, we just go to the shop, pick up our clothing, and we don't think about other than sort of what it feels like and looks like on us. And we need, I think, to be more consciously aware of how the fabric is manufactured. Is it in an environmentally friendly way? And by doing so, that reduces the impact on the workers and the communities where that fabric is created. So when you're choosing organic clothing, you're not only choosing something that's good for your health and the planet, but you're also supporting fair working conditions for the farmers, for the mill workers, the warehouse workers, everything in the fashion supply chain. And we are so used to in the Western world of buying things cheaply. What's the best lowest price? And we've kind of forgotten that there's another deeper aspect to what we're wearing. And so, what is linen? What plant is it made from? And what's its cycle of life? Its sustainability, the circularity of it. Linen is made from cellulose fibers that grow inside the stalks of the flax plant. Flax requires fewer pesticides and water compared to other crops that we've talked about. A certified organic linen item ensures that the growing process is pesticide free. Some would say the rainfall alone is sufficient for flax plants. Uh, Similar to, I think, the hemp that we talked about last week or so, and how linen is made. So, the harvesting of the flax plant involves taking the entire plant from the soil. The fibers are then extracted from the plant through a process called retting, where the stalks are soaked in water to break down the natural fibers. The fibers are then spun into yarn and woven into fabric. Flax plants grow best in cooler climates with moderate temperatures, enough daylight, and water supplies, which makes countries like France, Belgium, Italy, Ireland, and the Baltics ideal places for linen production. Other countries known for linen production also include China, Italy, Ireland, mention that, and the US, which also uses the crops for flaxseed oil. And due to the higher cost of living, labor, and businesses in those regions, the cost of growing flax is simply higher compared to other natural fibers grown in other regions. Making high quality linen requires time and lots of different steps. Here are the stages of the linen production. First, the plants are picked and processed into straw using machines. The straw is spread onto the field for 2 to 3 weeks to have them soaked in dew so it'll make it easier to separate the fiber stalks. And the dew soaked straw is then gathered, dried, broken, and finally pulled. It's during this process that stalks and the inner firm parts of the straw are separated. After that, stalks are formed into a band, and a thin twisted thread is made, which is called rove. It is only then that pure linen fabric is weaved from this rove. Finished canvases are bleached and dyed in different colors, or left as they are to keep their natural color. And I think um, there's tan. There's four different sort of natural colors for the linen. Cotton, in comparison, is lightweight, soft, and affordable. Linen, while more expensive, is durable, sturdy, and highly breathable, especially if you're working in really humid climates. It's because linen is highly breathable and absorbable. So if you sweat, the linen will quickly wick away the moisture without holding the bacteria, leaving you fresh and dry throughout the day. Linen is one of the most biodegradable and stylish fabrics in fashion. In history, it's strong, and we know it's moth resistant, and it's fully biodegradable. And I think along with that, because it's not mixed, or when it's not mixed with other fabrics, it can be recycled more easily. So the natural occurring colors involve ivory, ecru, tan, and gray. Now, looking at the history is fascinating. It's one of the oldest fibers known. The Egyptians used it as currency, and it formed the integral part of the mummifying process. And at one point, it was even used in the form of a battle armor called linothorax. More on that later, or you can do your own research. Dyed flax fibers found in a cave in southeastern Europe, which is now present day Georgia, suggests the use of woven linen fabric from wild flax may date back over 30,000 years. Isn't that amazing? Carbon dating has proved that linen was used as clothing in Egypt dating back to 8000 BC. It was prized for its ability to remain cool and fresh in warm weather. Why is it so expensive? One, the fibers are very fragile. They break easily, making them difficult to work with. As a result, linen must be weaved by hand, which is quite expensive, so especially when we're paying them the way they should be paid, not 10, 50 cents a day kind of thing that some of the other things that we buy are made from. Or they're using machinery that runs slower and results inevitably in lower volumes being produced in the same amount of time compared to other fabrics like cotton. But there's also the cost of the work made after the production of the fabric, like seamstresses cutting and sewing the linen garments, making it into the proper size and fit. It's quite difficult to keep a very low price with all this work involved, as we always stand for and practice ethical labor from this company I was looking at online. And linen that feels like linen. Does it feel like linen? Sadly, chemicals are invisible to the human eye and are still not listed on the label. Keep your guard up when the linen clothes in your hand promise to be wrinkle free or stain resistant, as the only way would be to plastify it. These treatments are done with toxic chemicals such as formaldehyde and this PFOA, which are toxic for the environment and your health. Grandma's advice for wrinkles: no need to iron, just spray with a bit of water, and don't worry, linen dries quickly. Why what we wear is important. Think about how much time you sleep and what you're wearing and why that matters. Your skin is the biggest organ of your body. And every time you put your body in contact with fabric that contains chemicals of concern, and we don't know what those are, they're not listed, the permeable layer that is your skin absorbs the chemicals and it can also make its way to the gastrointestinal tract. So the absorption is a translocation of the pesticide from an external source of and to exposure to your body. In addition, some of the chemicals used in production are linked to respiratory issues, which makes them particularly hazardous for the employees who produce them. For example, I think it's called the OCO or ECO OEKO text standard 100 label, which I have not seen, although I have linen bath towels and a linen tea towel. So that was not on the label, but perhaps you can be looking for that for your fashion textiles. And they certify that the textile has been tested to be free from harmful chemicals. Now, some of the cons. We know that linen wrinkles easily. If you're looking for fabric that will stay smooth and wrinkle free, linen is not your best choice. Linen is expensive compared to other fabric, and so it's pricey and it's not easy to find. I wonder in these European countries where it's more easily found in the clothing industry. But you know what? As consumers, make more conscious choices, and the more we buy linen, that will help to kind of bring some of those costs down. So, and sustainable certifications, yes, it's important. And I don't think it's ever too much. So you've got the Global Organic Textile Standard, the OCO text, the blue sign or fair trade could guarantee better conditions for the environment, which is our planet, our earth, and the workers. And if we are indeed, as indeed we are, brothers and sisters on this planet, how can we support each other? So I leave you with that today. Namaste. And just have a beautiful day. Check out my app, Authentic Sacred Design. There's an app and a website. It's the same name. And if you have any questions, you can always call me at rosiesjoy11@gmail.com. And I'll put some of the links in the Facebook page. And just have a beautiful day and bring that joy. Feel the joy of you being alive in this world. We, I are all here for a reason. We are the peacemaker wayshowers on this planet. So shine your light and be that love. And yes, days requires more patience and tolerance and forgiveness. And always come back to love until we meet again on this beautiful space and enjoy.